today we got a tech setup video on how to connect your merchant account to your Infusionsoft account and also how to create basic payment pages for your products or services. So Infusionsoft's a really robust CRM system, complete with payment tracking, invoicing tools, and a lot of other stuff. It's a complete marketing automation system. So in this video, I'm going to get you started by showing you how to connect your merchant account and set up payment pages like these and what that whole process entails. Now, the things that are going to be needed, of course, are a merchant account that's already active, which in this case is going to be Card Connect, a merchant account gateway, which we're going to cover NMI gateway in this video, and then, of course, an Infusionsoft account. So if you need help with setting any of those things up, check the links in the description for details. So to start off, log into your Infusionsoft account and start by hovering over the Infusionsoft icon and come over to the e-commerce settings tab. This is where we're going to do all of our work today. So click on settings and it'll bring up this page. And the section you want to pay attention to is the payment processing section and specifically the merchant accounts. So click on this and you'll get an option on how to add your merchant account gateway. So the way that you add this, and you can see that I have one listed here. This is live and active already, but we're going to go through the process of adding a new one. So these are all the gateways that Infusionsoft connects with already. So there's a list here that's pre-populated. And again, the gateway is different from the merchant account provider. So in this example, Card Connect is the merchant account, but we're going to use the NMI gateway. So Network Merchants is the gateway that we're going to be using. My top two picks here out of this list is NMI and Authorize.net. So Network Merchants is a solid solution, and we're going to connect that one right now. So to get this set up, all you need to do is just click on the drop down and this box will populate here. And what you can do is just set up these four fields. So the name is just the internal label that you're going to give to this merchant account. So let's just call it, test merchant account number 2. And then the username and the password are literally just your login credentials for your NMI gateway that you received when you set up the account. So either your merchant account provider gave them to you or you got them directly from NMI.com. Once you plug them in, then you can just, and we're just going to put some test numbers in here for now. And the last option that you have is either to put this as test mode or as live mode. So we're going to leave this as test mode for now, because if you're making the payment page that we're going to design part of a workflow or part of a campaign in Infusionsoft, which is probably likely if you're watching this video, you want to make sure that you can test the page first to make sure everything is working correctly, and then you can come back at the end and just change this to live mode. So we'll save it and test, and then you can see that it automatically shows up here. So again, this is within Infusionsoft, and all we're doing is connecting additional gateways, so you could theoretically have more than just one gateway or more than one merchant account, and then you can set up different payment pages to get paid through different merchant accounts if that's applicable to you. So I don't imagine you'll probably have more than just a couple, but it is possible. Okay, now that we have the gateway connected, and that's really all there is to it. If you have the gateway set up and the merchant account ready to go, that's how you connect it through NMI. And to start setting up the payment page and the products, you're going to come back up and hover over the Infusionsoft icon, come back over this time to e-commerce setup, and it'll bring you to this menu. And the places that we're going to focus on today, or the menus, is the products, design, and the checkout sections. So the way that it's structured is that you need to set up products, and this can be for physical products that are shipped, or it can be for services like consulting packages or consulting programs or things like that. You'll create a product and then you'll assign it to an order form. So the order forms are the actual pages, and the products are what is displayed on the order forms. So when you're creating your own pages, just make sure to keep that idea in mind. Finally, the order form themes is not something we'll get into huge detail on in this video, but there are different themes that you can set up, and the theme is really just the layout. It's the colors, the layout. So you could have a 2-column layout, or you could have a 1-column layout. So this is a 1-column layout example where everything scrolls down, you know, the main section of the page. You have a sidebar here with some check marks and maybe description of the product and contact information and that sort of thing. A 2-column would be something like this, where you have your product up top and then there's billing information and shipping information, and they're listed right next to each other. So it's a shorter order form. So let's set up our first test product, and we'll actually go through the process of actually creating a page. So we'll do add product, and we're just going to call this consulting test product or service number 5. Why not? And you can select whether it's a product or a digital. So we're just going to leave it as product for right now. Click save, and you'll see that it brings you right into the customization wizard, where you can add descriptions and assign the price and make other customizations. So again, here's the product name. You can put a short description of the consulting program. You can leave the product as active and then put a dollar amount. Let's just put it at a whopping 50 cents. And we're going to leave everything else the same. So click save. You can make this part of a billing plan or a subscription plan. We're not going to get into a bunch of detail on that, but just know that it's available. And you can also trigger this within campaigns inside Infusionsoft. You can assign a product image if you'd like. Just click browse and grab the image right off of your desktop. Product options, we're not going to do anything with. And then the links, if you click on this, it's a skin of a payment page that you could use. But this is just the bare skin. We're going to dress this up with the themes and the order forms that Infusionsoft already has built in for you. But you can see that your product is created, and it's just that easy to do. So now that we have our consulting product assigned for 50 cents, as you can see here, we're going to go ahead and assign this to a order form by coming back to the e-commerce setup menu and clicking on the order forms. And you'll just go in the same way and click create new and name the order form. So this is just going to be consulting order form test. Okay, and that's going to be the name of the page. So I have a bunch of them listed here, and this is the one that we're going to create today. So you'll start off by assigning a product. As I mentioned earlier, you're going to take the product that we just created and you're going to assign it to this order form theme. So we're going to put consulting, and it will drop down a couple of the options. So it'll auto suggest all of the products that you have in your account. So we're going to select the one that we just created, and we're going to add this product to this order form. And again, you can see that it populates right here, the label, the quantity. And if you want to restrict the ability for the customer to change the dollar amount, and I got an example right here. So on this order form, you can change the dollar amount, and you can click update, and somebody, they have a new total now. On this one, there's no option to change the quantity, so it's fixed. So that's what we're looking at right here. If you don't want customers to be able to change how many products or services you're going to buy, just click this to don't allow my customers to change the quantity. So we'll say that applies in this case, and we'll save. Then we'll come to the theme. Now the theme, as I mentioned, is the way that the whole page looks. So this is kind of the design, and just to make things simple, since we're not getting into theme customization, I'm just going to leave it as is. And on each of these, you can either click make active, or you can leave the default theme and you can click preview, and it loads in another tab, and you can already see that the Consulting Test Service 5 product is listed along with the short description and the price associated, and we have our payment page almost ready to go. The HTML section is where you can customize it even further. The thank you page is where you can assign a custom web address if you'd like, and you can just type in the URL right here. Or you can use the thank you page that Infusionsoft gives you, and you can put a logo in here, and you can completely customize this page. And these are just text editors, and you can type in there whatever you would like to put in there. So just click save, and we'll leave it as this test page, we'll leave this as the Infusionsoft hosted page for now. The next section is the important part of assigning the gateway that we just set up to this order form. So we have our order form name, and then here's where you're going to select the merchant account that you want this order form to pay you to. So if you recall, I have the NMI gateway that was already set up, and then the one that we just created, which is the test merchant account number 2. Okay, so we'll select the appropriate one, and then you can put a notification in if you'd like, and you can type an email address in and click save. And then finally, you can grab your links. So there's our page. You have your product, a short description, and here's all the bullets. Now, all of this information on the right-hand side, just for your information, is auto-populated or auto-loaded from the theme template or the order form template. So the ones that are automatically loaded into your Infusionsoft account, they look a little bit different. So it may not look exactly like this, and this button is custom or different than some of the ones that are auto-loaded. But just to give you the idea, that's what makes this page look the way that it does. So to test this page out, I'm going to come back over to our payment page, and I'm going to fill out the information. Okay, so all of our information is in here, and I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. And now that we got all the information filled out, I'm going to just come over to Order Now. And you can see that it took the payment, and this was the test page or that automatic page that we set up earlier. So we know that the payment processed successfully. And again, you can test these pages either with small dollar amounts to make sure that the pages are working right, or you can leave the merchant account in test mode and you can just change it very easily like I just showed you. So when you know that your payment page is successful and the links are working correctly, then you're ready to add this to a workflow and you're ready to start accepting payments through the new gateway that you just set up. So that's really the whole process of how you set up and add a merchant account to your Infusionsoft account, and also how you create your first payment form. If you're interested in getting more payment automation and making pages like this part of your marketing workflow, be sure to hit the subscribe button to get future tutorials just like these that are on the topics of merchant accounts, payment page builders, software tools, and workflows that tie all of those things together. Again, the references in this video are linked in the description, as well as the payment page that we just built in this video. I publish weekly tutorial style videos on topics of making the process of collecting payments simple and efficient. I'm Brian Manning, and thanks for watching.